The Mueller report has been back in the news recently thanks to a court ruling and, of course, an appeal by the current U.S. Department of Justice. So in case you haven't been following along with what's happening in that particular situation, you had a judge last week, a lawsuit filed by Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, CREW. They wanted to get their hands on the memo that Bill Barr used to justify not prosecuting Donald Trump for the crimes laid out in the Mueller report, most of them obviously the obstruction of justice. I think pretty much just the obstruction of justice. Because, as we know from the Mueller report, Mueller said that, hey, I'm told basically I can't prosecute this guy, so I got to give it to the DOJ. What y'all choose to do with it is what you choose to do with it. And Bill Barr instead tried to make it sound like Robert Mueller couldn't come to a conclusion, so he looked at the evidence and decided there were no crimes there, and so Donald Trump, you get away with this. Because there was nothing to get away with, as Bill Barr says. But the memo, a little bit different. The memo explains how they were basically trying to spin the report to act like it wasn't a big deal. And again, we know this because the judge in her decision actually released a couple of unredacted parts of it. And the reason the judge had to do this is because immediately after she issued her ruling late last week, the current U.S. Department of Justice, run by Attorney General Merrick Garland, decided they don't want to release the memo, so they appealed her decision, which again pissed the judge off, rightfully so, to the point where she decides to release what she can as part of her ruling, so the public gets to see at least a little bit of this. So the question I have is the DOJ knows, and we know now because of the judge's ruling that she released, we know that Bill Barr lied. He absolutely lied. Donald Trump committed obstruction of justice. He made the political decision to not prosecute him for it. But Bill Barr's gone. You know, Trump's people at the DOJ are gone. So why in the hell is the current iteration of the DOJ saying, no, we don't want to release this? Why? That is a question I legitimately want answered by this administration. And I don't want some bureaucratic BS of like, well, you know, state secrets and all that, and it's a little more complicated than you. Give me a real reason. I want the real, unadulterated reason. And even if it's something horrible, at least we'll know. Like, I would just love for the DOJ to come out and be like, listen, I know y'all want to see this, but let me tell you, we're really bad at our jobs. We screwed the pooch on this one, and we don't want to be embarrassed, so we're not going to release it. At least then it's like, okay, that's a reason. It's a crappy reason. It's stupid, but okay. At least you're being honest with us. But we're never going to get that kind of honesty from the DOJ, no matter if it's a Democrat running it or a Republican running it. Because as George Carlin said, it's one big club, and we ain't in it. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for fresh content every single day of the week. Just smash that subscribe button, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, and share the video.